And we are back at it again. It's been a couple days. Let's get this set up. Alright, today is a special day. We are at Raging Tempest. It's finally time. So it took 9 days to clear out the rest of the zone. The last day I streamed was ToAM, which we knocked out in one stream, as with basically every other tower. There was no blast power stream, as I fluked it off stream, just trying to get some practice in. But it is time for the Raging Tempest now. I am confident as can reasonably be. I've spent a little bit on the tower, especially out of the game, so I really don't have only 83 minutes. But in those 83 minutes, I've gotten to floor 9. How did I do it? I don't know. I'd like to replicate that tonight, but that's quite the high expectation, quite the high demand to be able to go through with that and get to 9 again this early on. So it was a great fluke, but I am not so sure as to how replicatable it will be. That was a strange voice crack. Okay, so I don't even know how long I'll be doing this for, but here we go. This is pretty much my first time entering a zone 10 portal and expecting to not beat the tower. So I'm just going to turn all the LDM on so we can hopefully get as close to 120 FPS as we can. This tower does not do very well with high FPS. I don't think it's really the tower's fault, because in its own place it actually has more LDM options than in the actual zone. I think it's more so a zone 10 optimization problem. But I can get a pretty confident 120 FPS. It droops a little bit, but it's good enough. So running through floor 1 here, this is probably like the only terrifying floor. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's up there, maybe peak Terry, but it's not too hard. We run through there pretty quickly and on to 2. So initially 2 was much harder than 1. Oh my god, my voice is like bottoming out. But 2 has gotten a lot smoother. It definitely has more to learn and more tricky shit that takes a little bit of getting used to. And of course the increased CO usage as the tower ramps up. But hopefully I don't jinx it. Okay, that was stupid. Hopefully I don't jinx it, but it has definitely been getting more consistent. Oh, okay. I guess I did jinx it because I've just fallen off the truss there. Terrifying, yes. Floor 1 Terry. I think. Probably Terry. So I really don't grind towers, and I had a lot of, okay. I really don't know what's wrong with my voice. I had a lot of doubts, like, okay, I know this is a big jump from ToAM. And therefore it's gonna take a while, and I really don't take long amounts of times on towers. I'll just go for a tower that I find myself really consistent at. Okay, I really don't know what's happening right now. And I'll just go for it, and I'll usually knock it out within a week. I don't think I'm gonna knock this one out within a week, but hopefully I have some encouragement and support along the way to go ahead and get this done. But overall, it's a really fun tower, or else I would not be playing it, because I really don't play this game if I'm not having fun. A great example of that would be ToAM. Would be my last extreme. I would have every extreme, so that's a great accomplishment. However, the tower is abysmal to play, so for that reason I still haven't beaten it. It's just no fun. Another good example would be tower micromanagement. Got to the last jump on that and failed, and for a brief bit I did try to get back and beat it. At that time it would have been a new hardest, so there was still enough reward to do it, but I got burnt out of it and decided to stop playing it because it wasn't fun. Not because I couldn't do it, but because it wasn't fun. So when things get unfun, I really just don't play the game. Okay, stop dropping me. I don't know what that guy's deal is. And with longer grinds, they're generally at times not that fun. So that's why I steer away from them. But I think I will do my best to stick this one through and just give it my best and see what I can do. Okay, I don't know what my problem is hitting these bricks recently. Should be on like 5 right now. Jeez. But yeah, first half of this tower, I was seeing huge improvements when I was de-rusting. And then obviously I got to 9, which I don't even know what happened there. But we take what we can get. Okay. I really don't know what the deal is on 2 here. I've not been doing well. All sorts of issues. But I've been refining my strategies even on stuff that I haven't gotten to in-game, because I obviously always want to have the best approach and the best chance of success no matter what. Obviously, fluking is not something foreign to me, and to make that happen, you have to have the best technique no matter what. You gotta experiment. You know, it could be a jump that's 3 floors from your PB, but I'll end up trying like 5 different strategies for it, because I always want the best one, regardless. Hopefully, we'll be progressing to 4 in a second. Okay, I walked off another jump. Don't know what's going on. It might not go well, and we'll have, definitely if I see through with the entire grind, there will be days that are horrible, you know. I'll probably get to a point where my PB is like the FS, and then I'll get on the next day and I won't even get to 6. But that's just something that you have to work through. And I'm no stranger to having a bad day in a grind. However, I don't usually stream them, so it's not like I have a temper or anything, but it's just a different environment. Good luck, thank you. Thank you guys for the luck. But we don't need luck where we're going. I always say that. Definitely weird the first couple times playing the tower with no effects, because in its own place I can run it with every effect, max graphics, 240 frames, completely steady. Okay, that was embarrassing. And then I tried it in game and I was like, I can't even get 120. Now I see what people are complaining about optimization for, because usually I'll just play at like 90, which runs just fine. I was focusing way more on what I was saying than actually playing the game. But this is ironic, but 4 is definitely the floor I've seen the most improvement on. I used to have like 3 jumps on 4 that I was like disgusted by, and I've stratted all of them. So now I was having great success rate yesterday. had no issues on any part of the first half. I was just blazing through, and I think that's greatly contributed to getting the 9 run, because as I said, the tower stats before this was 83 minutes on the tower, which is quite abnormally low for getting to 9. I think a lot of people attempting this tower right now have To Die as their best, I would assume. TOGF, To Die, something around there. Maybe TOEMP, although at least for me that's not a very good tower to go for. While I have just ToAM, I mean, I've played To Die, but my PB is like 3 jumps before 6, so not very far. I am tweaking today. 240 weird trusses. There is this high FPS physics fix, so I'm pretty sure that takes care of it. They added it into the settings a little bit ago. I had played something on 240, I don't remember what it was, and I wasn't having any trust issues, so I'm also using that even though I'm playing 120 here, just to be safe. But yeah, like I said, there's gonna be days where I do not put up a good performance, and that's completely fine. I mean, I'm not trying to impress people. Oh no, my BP. I think that's the only button in the tower that stays on, gameplay wise. Saves you from 1 jump. Let me get to 3 real quick. But what I always tell people, I do help a lot of my friends get better at the game. What I always tell them is, if you get a crazy fluke, don't just immediately assume, okay, now that's my progress and all the stuff I fluked, I don't have to worry about anymore. Like, a lot of my progress, or my practice today rather, after I've gotten the 9 PB, was on 8. A floor I fluked. A lot of people would ignore the stuff that they fluked and just move on, but you got lucky. You're gonna fail it. You still have to practice it and fill in the gaps, because while a fluke is great for progress, if you now assume that you're just gonna easily get there every time, you're gonna kill your motivation. So that's why I'd be happy with just okay, I really don't know what's going on today. Not even today, I was doing well in practice, just this specific moment. Yeah, I would just be happy to get a 6 run, dude, because that would still be great. And although I don't think 6 is a hard floor, and I think 7 is even easier, as long as I get there, that would be cool. If I don't get there, whatever, there's another day. Probably won't stream tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. I'm getting my braces taken off after over 2 years of having them on. So I don't know how that feels on the teeth, but I'm assuming not great. No, that's an uncertainty. The benefit is that I'm not going to school, so. Ooh. Blue is sharing peak advice. I think you meant blood. I'm guessing you meant blood. Tomorrow's my last day of school. Goddamn, bro, school's done in April. Different schedules, bro. Trying to get that trust to not drop me like it did the last times. of my buddies turned 17 today, and he finally got a phone. I thought that was interesting. He wasn't allowed to have a phone, and then he FaceTimes me a couple hours ago, and I didn't even think anything of it. I just picked up, and I was like, oh wait, who's on a phone? I just said, well, this is interesting. He's like, yeah, I got a phone. And I was like, little bro unlocked the fucking online world finally. I have a lot of kids getting phones too early, but 17 is, I think, his parents waited a little long on that. Say like 14, 15 is fine. Start of high school into middle school is when you should be getting a phone, at least an unsupervised phone. Give them like a fucking flip phone in middle school, I mean. I used to struggle with that flick. It's a tragic thing. I've gotten a little bit better at certain types of jumps while practicing this tower, but for the most part, it's just CO skill. There's not too much purism that I actually had to learn, if that makes any sense. Alright. Now, unfortunately, the last time I failed this was my third fail on the spinner, which is like diabolically bad. It is not hard. To anyone that hasn't played this tower, it's not a hard spinner. Alright.
I thought this was
like I was doing this jump completely incorrectly until the other day, until yesterday, when I learned how to not do it a shitty way, and then I have not fallen since, literally not once. So that's what I meant about 4 getting so much better. It was one of the things that I just got ridiculously better at. I had like a 50% pass rate on that jump, and I was just bullshitting it every single time. Like, I did not know what I was doing. I finally... Okay. Well, I'm never gonna do that again. So essentially, I inched to the right while the platform was moving up, and once it stopped moving up, the momentum, or the deceleration rather, lifted me off the platform, and my character went flying off. So that was cool. I actually didn't think that was possible. I mean, I knew it could move your character. I didn't think it could move me from what was basically the center of the platform to being completely off of it. Gotta learn somehow, I guess. Right? Fudge. Ugh, TOIR. I played that like literally I think 2 years ago. Like, that tower has undergone so many changes. I guarantee it's completely different from when I played it. And then it was like Catastrophic. It was pulling a ToAM, like the difficulty kept moving. So I really would say I know nothing about it because it's been so long and I've seen them revamp it so many times. I really don't remember what was up with that tower. I think my hardest was ToAM when I played it, so I wasn't even any good. What was that fail? Yeah, it was not fun. You struggle with this tower, it's not easy. A lot of it is smooth motions, which I'm good at. So I have a, I can actually show you, hold on. I have a, whoa, I was not supposed to fall over. Hold on, I got some wire intermingling going on right now. Oh, that wasn't supposed to fall, okay. I have a really big mouse pad. I have small hands, so this doesn't help, but I have a really big mouse pad and I play on really low sensitivity. It's just a thing I picked up from shooter games. And so smooth motions, like big sweeping motions and camera control jumps are like really easy for me. Especially another thing is tight ropes. Like I remember sending the clip of me beating ToAM and everyone was like, why did you rush the final tightrope? I was like, I didn't rush it. That was normal speed for me. It was literally normal speed. I'm sitting there just inching along the tightrope because it's so easy for me to make very small adjustments compared to most people. I play on 800 DPI on 0.13 Roblox sensitivity. Honestly, I don't even remember when I switched to that sense. It's been so long I've been playing like this, and I've just never questioned it. And then I started to see the sensitivity other people play on, and I was like, holy shit, dude. Because I could see every single individual movement of the cursor. And I was like, dude, you can't even see that with mine because it's so finite. I think that attributes to my success on this tower, definitely. Just how smooth I can get some of the motions. The con that most people probably would be a deal breaker for them is that flicks and stuff, like manual flicks or sharp turns and jump, requires like a lot of movement of your not just your wrist, but also your forearm. But I'm so used to it, like it's not even funny. I picked it, okay, I don't know why that keeps happening. I just keep getting dropped off these trusses, and I think it's my fault, and I'm doing something wrong. I picked it up from Valorant, just playing a lot of Valorant in 2023, I think it was. I went from like, I don't even know if we have Valorant players here, but I went from Gold 2 to Diamond 1 in 1 act, so that's like 2 months. I would definitely say most of it was my aim. Like I just lagged on the corner of that truss, that was scary. And then I got to Ascendant 1, I hit Ascendant 1 like 3 or 4 times. And by that time I got so good that, well, so good, Ascendant 1's not crazy, but I got high enough rank where I couldn't play with any of my friends, so I just kind of gave up because I did not want to play alone. Yeah, I think that's where I picked it up from. Although I don't know if that's like the reason I lowered my Roblox sense, or if my Roblox sense was already low. Like I don't know. I mean, I played shooters on Roblox. The thing with shooters on Roblox is that so many of them just depend on, number one, your ping, and then the FPS you're playing on, instead of any remote skill. Like I remember getting a proper PC. I got my PC at the start of 2022. I went from like a laptop to a 3080, 1270K, all the good stuff, with a nice 240 hertz monitor, and literally just playing on 240 compared to like, I think I was on 75 or something like that, made the game so easy. Like Arsenal, I immediately actually quit it because it was so boring. Just win every single lobby. It's like they can't see you. It's literally like they can't see you come around a corner and people just can't see you because you have such a big advantage. That's what it felt like anyways. I'm not sure, but and half the people playing that game are on mobile, so it probably doesn't help them at all. But yeah, okay, that was stupid. Shortly after getting the setup upgrade, I just quit any Roblox shooter game, period. Except for Phantom Forces, because it takes itself a little less seriously. You just kind of goof around with funny guns. And if there was any game where I would actually get outsmarted on and have to use my brain, it would be that one, because there's some really crafty players that play that. But then there was the whole drama, so I don't play it anymore. Some of the owners were not good people, I've heard. So we're like not gonna move when the platform's going up. We learned that lesson. I'm just gonna inch along it. Okay, I'm actually not paying attention to the game. I'm literally thinking of more things to talk about. This is so embarrassing. I'm playing so horribly. I'll literally get like 3 jumps further than the last time I threw and then fall again. It's tragic. But yeah, maybe tonight's not the night. I don't know. I mean, I've been sleeping well, but damn. That's bad to fail that jump. Jump is quite easy. Okay. Too good to play. It was so boring. Your pace is abnormal. How do you move so fast? These starting floors are just really easy for me. And to be fair, I have some like 10, 11 hours of practicing this tower. I mean, most of that is not on these floors, but the amount of time I have on the tower in game, like I already said, is quite misleading. But a lot of the moving fast is just looking for certain indications. What I mean by that is like, I'm just really focused. There's certain things I'm looking for, like I'm looking for a certain corner. Once I get around that corner, you know, I just have the muscle memory, like what to do. I don't know if that makes sense. Or after I do a certain turn, I know what part comes next. Like after I landed on that truss, I immediately knew to flick so that I could get onto the corner. Like I just have it planned out in my head, basically. And I'm just looking for certain things on the screen. Like I'm not always looking at my avatar. I couldn't imagine going this fast on fucking mobile, dude. I don't even know how I would play the game. Yeah, I also wondered the same thing. Like I'd watch better players and I was like, how the fuck are they going so fast? Like I can't even imagine landing those, nevertheless doing it that fast. But they've just, for the most part, they've just played that specific tower for a lot of time. That's usually what it is. Like I've done that jump so many fucking times. I probably just made it look so easy the way I set it up, but I'm just a nonchalant god, dude. You wouldn't get it. I hope this is a vacation where I actually beat a tower. Skatsuna's pace is not real. Yeah, he's quite fast at some things. When I see him do wall hops, like he'll run straight into like the most devious wall hop and just do it immediately. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. What did you even just do? That's my #1 weakness with the low sense is wall hops. I have to flick super, super hard. So universe wrong, not nonchalant. Yeah, somewhere. I don't like that platform anymore. I've officially broken up with that platform. We are not friends anymore, dude. That shit is fucking weird. Okay. That's noob behavior. That is not something that should have happened. I mean, I am dressed as a noob, but come on. Like, really, bro? Oh, that was so close. Oh, that was so stupid, dude. I ran into the freaking brick and then I do that when I'm going back. That sucks. Why were you in a friendship with a platform in the first place? Bro, it used to be free gameplay. And then all of a sudden you saw what happened. It was like a spatula and it just like scooped me off and that was it. And I was like, okay, dude, fuck this. I thought this shit was like filler. And then I somehow failed it. The 5 fails have been bad. All 3 of them. But at least I'm at a point in the tower so early on where I can say that, just say, you know, okay, I don't even know what just happened. Or I can just go and say, oh yeah, the 3 5 runs, like, I would not, why did I just restart? I wouldn't be able to fathom getting 5 or 3 5 runs that quickly in one day, like, even like just a couple days ago, because my PP was only 6. Oops. But here we are. I just don't think this is the session, but it is good to be back streaming. Get to talk to some of you guys, because I know it had been a while, but I had quite the schoolwork to get done. I do still have some tonight to do, but oh yeah, I see Michael's here. I don't know what you're doing tomorrow, but I don't have school, so sometime I want to hop on Deep Rock. I should, in theory, have a decent amount of free time. I think my appointment is at like 10, And it's gonna be like 2.5, 3 hours, so I will end up actually being on near like normal time, but still. But yeah, when I was on that, when I fluked 7 and 8, dude, 8, I was going probably too fast for my own, like, safety. I was fucking just going. I was like, you know what? I'm fucking here. I might as well just go for it, dude. I'm not gonna beat the tower on this run. There's just no way, but I can sure as hell try to get as far as I can. So I just like, one of my big advantages is most of the time I can just ignore nerves. I'll have them, but they usually, like, stupid stuff like that, dude. Usually, fuck. My nerves don't really mess with my inputs very much, if that makes sense. Like, I'll have to take breathers occasionally, just for like a couple seconds in between sections and whatnot. But once I'm in the rhythm, dude, it's over. Unless I under-practiced, then that's when nerves will get me, because I won't know what to do. I think like either a 6th or like a 7th-ish of my commitment to this game has been practicing. Like in total, like hours-wise. It's actually crazy. A lot of people all jump and that's it. Or strat like one, like with their PB jump or whatever. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Ugh. I'm sitting here sounding like a fucking obby philosopher and then I'm failing free shit. Where was I? Yeah, a lot of people don't do practice like that. Like they'll all jump stuff or do like a little warm up. But no, man, I just fucking get on and grind the fucking practice. Okay, man, I actually have an issue. I swear this will get better whenever I'm next on, because this is bad right now. But it's technically day 1, so it's okay. I used to suck at that part as well. Used to be proper buns at that for no reason. Because I would wait until it was at like the very edge to jump, and then I realized, wait, I just need my right arm to get in it, and then that's it. I realized that in many ways the best way to do certain things in this tower is not the best way, if that makes any sense. But there's a lot of double jumps I have realized after getting the 9 run that when I actually get there, I'm better off just spamming spacebar for some of them. Like, I realized on some of the timings, it doesn't even matter when you press it. Like, better off just spamming it, because the thing I failed was I missed a double jump cube. Like, I think I pressed it too early. And I've looked at that jump so that I will not mess up the timing anymore. Some of them you certainly can't just spam, because you'll end up going way too early and then the jump actually gets harder. But there's a surprising amount where you can just spam spacebar, and as long as your other keyboard inputs are still precise, it actually works. And that's a good way to counter nerves. Although, yeah, I definitely lost a sizable amount of control on my nerves once I got to 9. I was like, I'm fucking cooked, dude. I was like, it's over for me. This floor is gonna destroy me. Sure enough, like 3 jumps in there I went. The 4th floor 5 run. Yay. Is that good? I think so. I remember seeing Tricks fail this, which was... Okay, well, if we don't do that, I don't know what he's just tried to do. But my Roblox characters just tried to troll me. A lot of the jumps in this tower seem to be like, difficulty-wise, a lot of people have varying opinions. Cause I watched a guide, and he was talking about some jumps being like hardest in the tower or hardest on the floor, you know, whatever have you. And I was like, this jump's like a little hard. I mean, nothing special. I don't know what he's talking about, but it seems a lot of people, even that guy, his hardest is like TOVH. I was like, dude, this is not that hard of a jump. I was like, but every tower's gonna have opinion differences like that. I was just surprised to see some of them. He said that 6 was a very hard floor, and I was just like, I didn't know what to say. I mean, or what to think rather. I don't think 6 is easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's not a very hard floor in comparison to what's going on in this tower. Oh no, I was focused on the second press because to me that one's way harder and way stricter than the first one, and I just completely missed the first one. That was horrible. Philo? Yeah, it was him. I don't know. There was this jump on 6 he said was like, he said, "This is the trust flick from hell," and I was like, bro, I don't know. I literally don't have a strat for it. I just do it. Like, I was like, what are we talking about, man? But we'll give it an earnest couple more tries. I'm not expecting many of these streams to be super long. especially compared to the other streams that are like all over an hour, because I'll be grinding whatever it was to beat it, and then usually I do stuff after. Most of these will be shorter. Some of them will get to the hour area, but mostly the reason for that is I just kind of play the game in bursts. Oops. I just play in bursts most of the time, and I'll just get on for a short period of time, do really well, and then get off. A lot of people will sort of, I guess, butt their head into the wall, I don't know. But they'll just play it until they absolutely cannot play it anymore, and to me that is just horrible and not fun at all, so. It won't be the longest in the world, but I will try my best to, you know, not start a stream and then end it in half an hour, of course. Like, typically after that run, I would have gotten off and maybe come back in an hour and practiced, and then maybe gotten on for a second little session, but like, I wouldn't usually be playing right here, but I'm willing to keep going. Got a little bit of nerves once I got to, oopsie, no, we're not doing this shit again. Got a little bit of nerves once I got to 7, but as you could see, it really didn't, I mean, I wasn't shaking or anything. It's usually the most noticeable nerves you can have is shaking. But yeah, those double jumps, I've always found those to be kind of tight. Those last, like, stud ones on the end of 7, especially the second one. I feel like you don't get much distance out of it. So, okay. That was both unlucky and, okay. So that was my antivirus popping up, which I have told it not to do, and it does it anyways sometimes. It'd be really funny if that happened. When that somehow never happened when I've been far on a tower. Like, never. It always happens when I'm somewhere low down. And right there, I got lucky, and it happened over a progress thief, so I just got sent back, and then I immediately walked off. So. Okay. Crazy fluke from 6. I don't even know what was going on. That was strange. That was. I wish I was streaming or recording, but I wasn't expecting it to happen, so I didn't. It was literally my day to just get the rust off. But I'm very happy to have that run to the end of 7. I mean, it was not a great fail. Simply because the hard part of that for me is the second double jump, and okay, 90% of the stream's fails have been stuff I just haven't seen happen before. That's me being bad. I don't know. I was really focused on the second one, and I didn't think that I was just gonna completely miss the first one. But I did. So I will probably continue to experiment with those, because it's literally the only part of 7 that I'm not, like, basically 100% confident I can do every time. I just ended up, you know, obviously making it on my other runs, so I just kind of put them to the side. I was like, yeah, I'll probably be fine on these. Did a really good job on this tower in terms of just floor quality. It like doesn't suck buttons to play the first couple floors, which you can't say about almost any tower in this game. It feels like usually the first like 2 floors are just trash, enjoyability wise. They did a really good job there, because they're not complete buttons. Now, I'll admit 1 is boring, but it's 1. I mean, 1 is basically always going to be boring. It's literally the first thing you have to do, and you have to do it every single time. I mean, that's why most towers most solid towers make 1 short, because even just the concept of it being the first floor makes it less enjoyable. So smart builders, I feel like, do we know that? Why is this like a thing now? Why are we doing this? They know that, so they make one short. I mean, one's not super short on this tower, but it's not long. Now, what I do think they could have done better is the FS. I do not care for the FS. The gameplay's fine, but more so the concept of it. It's literally floor 11. Like, it is. It's just a floor 11. Like, this might as well be a Citadel in that aspect. Like, it's just humongous. It's called the end. It's floor 11. Let's be so real. I think what they should have done is added the gameplay from it, or at least, you know, that amount of gameplay, whatever you want to say, and redistribute it or reallocate it into floor 7. You could probably put quite a bit, obviously, because floor 7 is easy. Floor 6, floor 7, floor 3 could get a gameplay donation. It's very short. I can't find the timing. Floor 3 is very short. Could use some extra gameplay. Because not all of it is like necessarily belonging at the end of the tower. Like I said, my problem is not the gameplay, but what I'm saying is you could easily put some of the gameplay from that in an earlier floor and it would work just fine. And I think they should do that to, you know, just better redistribute the length of the floor instead of having super long ones and super short ones. Like, I mean, a long floor like 9 is okay, but when you've got long 9, pretty long 10, I mean 10's not super bad, and then you have a huge FS that is just like, why? I don't know. It's a rough combo to have all those lined up in a row. Did you fail 7 or 8? I failed the very end of 7 where you do the 2 double jumps up to 8. I usually focus on that second double jump because I find it to be a little more strict, and since I was so focused on the second one, I actually missed the first one. I didn't press it in time. That's so bad. That's the second time I failed that. That's so bad. I even did the strategy. I came up for it. That's really bad. We'll give it one more go, because I am not satisfied with that. That was really bad. I'm definitely frustrated with that. It's completely my fault. But hopefully you can see what I was talking about with 8 earlier. I don't know, because at the start when I was first playing the tower, I was like, dude, 8 is rough. I had a lot of blank spaces in 8. I was like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And it just goes for me. It's just like another floor, and I had nerves on 8, but I was easily able to control them. Like, I shook on like one jump. I just took like a deep breath, and the rest of the floor was butter smooth. I don't think there's a trick to it. I don't think there's a strategy. I think that jump is completely free. I should be hitting that double jump. I mean, first time's fine. It's whatever. It's the first time on 9. But second time on 9, I should be getting to the outside. But it shows a lot of promise. And I once again blew past the goal I was expecting to get to, so it's like I thought to myself the other day, I was like, or yesterday when I got to 9, I was like, if there's any path to beating this thing extremely quickly, it's getting to 9 this quickly. And to get to 9 again just is giving me a lot of confidence, definitely. A lot of confidence. So although that's most likely basically the end of the stream, because I don't think we're getting there again, but let them cook. But it's been fun. I would say there was definitely some stuff I should not be failing early on. Some stuff on 5 I should not be failing. But that was good fun. The other run where I got to 7, that was fun too. I don't know why I just went all the way up this little guy. And it's been more than a good first day. Definitely getting to 9 is some else, bro. Tell you what it just reminded me of. On my winning run of ToAM, my PB before that was 8 after the 8 outside. I got to 10 and failed like some of the first couple jumps like 2 or 3 times. And then the last time I got to 10, I just did the entirety of the tower. Like, even though, you know, 10 is like most of the difficulty of the tower. It kind of brings me back to that. Like, I'm failing really early on here in 9. Multiple times. Might just end up conquering it one of these times, just blowing through the entire thing. Hey, that would be awesome. Okay, that's me being rookie. I'll go again. That was only floor 4. It really wasn't that far. That was just me going way too fast. Yes, a scary amount of the second half of the tower has become second nature. Like, I would say I'm going through like more than half of the jumps, just like trusting my skill completely and not even putting I'm putting a lot of, believe me, I'm putting a lot of focus and energy into it, but I'm not putting, on some of the jumps, I'm not putting my full 100% effort. unfathomable to progress that quick, honestly. But yeah, I got to 8 on that run, and I was like, okay, I can definitely get to 9 here. Just see what I can do, and we got there. There is quite the difficult section on 9 inside. So yeah, I don't necessarily know when I'll get a 9 out run, but with the way things are going, it won't take long. And I was playing through 10 again, obviously, as I have been doing tons of practice. 10 outside is like, compared to the shit on 9. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing right now. 10 outside is not hard. I mean, it's got a couple things to look out for and be careful on, obviously, but more or less it was like, I think if I get here I can fluke this and get an FS run. Now, I know for a fact I could fluke the FS. I mean, it's just a length issue and a nerves issue. There's not actually anything that hard there. Especially when you've gone through 9 to get there. But yeah, fully satisfied with today's progress. I need to stop hitting these fucking bricks on 2 because it's becoming a problem. Like, I'm jumping way too late on this shit. Okay, like, stuff like that, it's just like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I also need to stop resetting run because I have to go over here and do this stupid shit every time. Click every fucking button in the pizzeria, bro. I'm gonna take a little break for my fingers. Got some Discord messages. I'm going indane. What is indane? Do you mean insane? Are you still playing TOIR, I'm guessing? What's your PB? I mean, like I said, technically I've played it, but I would not consider myself to know anything at this point. Basically like having played the fucking insane version of TOCP and trying to talk about the Kata one and never having played it. Like, you don't even know, bro. It's completely different. Alright, get floor 1 out of the way. I meant to zoom in first person there, that was a little sketchy. That was funny. Playing something else. What are we playing now? This guy's all over the place. What was that? Beyond me. Beyond me. I thought it was kind of funny that I got ragdolled though. That made my day. Yeah, expectations after getting that second 9 run, expectations are on the rise. I'm not gonna lie. Confidence and expectations are moving up pretty swiftly compared to what I would have expected to be happening. Like if you told me, okay, you're on the first day of the stream, what are we getting to? I was like, oh, I would probably tell you if I'm lucky I'll get to 6, but I'd say 5 would be decent. That's what I would probably say. Okay, for whatever reason, I had a setup for that jump, and I decided to stop doing it because I accidentally didn't do it on one of the times, and it worked, so I stopped. I should probably keep doing it because that's, I think, the hardest part of one. So tired of messing these bricks up. I haven't hit either of those last, like the one I hit and the one before it. I haven't hit them once, and then today rolled around and I've been doing the floor abnormally quickly, and I've noticed the effects of that. Oh, I just got stuck. What was that? I have noticed the effects indeed. I mean, I've also noticed how much better at the tower I'm getting overall. But still, there appears to be a side effect. What? To fail that anyway is crazy. That made my day sounded so Trumpian. What does this mean? Let's not fail that. Wowee! After like 15 freaking minutes, I got to 3. Crazy. A tower like this was never on like the cards for me. ToAM wasn't even supposed to happen. I never had plans to grind it. I don't even remember why I started. I really don't. I just remember from briefly playing a tower that 1 and 2 were easy. and I was like, alright, well, let's look at 3, and I was like, oh, 3 is easy. Well, let's give this one a try. 4 was, at least at the start, not so easy, so that was the first roadblock. But as with any tower, when I started playing it, I started going through the whole thing, and I was like, okay, a lot of this isn't as bad as I thought it was previously. For example, floor 7, it's like a cakewalk. I was like, fuck it, let's go for it. Another good example is 8 outside. I used to think, like, just from watching people play it or hearing about it and whatnot, I was like, ooh, 8 outside looks like a fucking nightmare. That shit is so easy. I mean, it's not free, I'm not gonna call it free. But it's like a lot of it is a lot of it is elementary jumps, like they're not anything crazy or hard to understand. It's just an outside. I mean, that was really it. And I was like, well, fuck it, dude. And legend says the only outside I ever failed on that tower was 4. And eventually I got a strat for the wicked jump on it and never failed out there again. Yeah, after Triple W, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty much done when it comes to new hardest until a new area comes out. And then I beat ToAMs. Definitely not a new area. I was like, confused myself when I beat it, basically. And the funny thing about it is, it really doesn't set me up for Raging Tempest. Like, they're not similar. I mean, both of them have a good amount of difficulty in COs. So what? 2 completely different eras of the game, essentially. 4 years apart or some shit like that. It doesn't set me up for this tower, like, for example, Tedai would. It's not close in difficulty. The difference is 0.64, and that's official. Everyone knows after multiple nerfs and quality of life changes that ToAM is not Kata. There's just no way. I mean, I like to call myself a Kata player. I would say getting to ToRT floor 9 twice makes me a Kata player, right? Maybe. But I don't know. I would say it's like, I mean, my personal difficulty is on the higher end compared to most people think it's like high Terry. I would say it's peak Terry. I would say like 10.90, something around there. But I definitely know it's not Kata, so the gap between the two is definitely more than 0.6. But I never really cared about hardest completions because, for example, first extreme was Fractured Memories. This will be the winning run, yes. But yeah, my first extreme was the hardest extreme in the game, and I did not let that influence me at all. The whole time I was just like, oh, I find this tower to be kind of easy, let's go for it. And I went for it, and I beat it. And it didn't take that long, and I never failed 10. I know a lot of people failed 10 on top of them. I didn't hit the net once. Just find stuff I like and I play it, and it's a good time, and most of the time I win. So. That doesn't advance me quickly. A lot of people have gotten a lot better a lot quicker. But I have fun doing it, and I actually enjoy what I'm playing. And it makes me want to keep playing instead of give up. Oops. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a lot of fatigue in my hand. This is way longer than I would usually grind a tower of this difficulty. See where we're at. That goes there. Okay, that's good. I'll have to do that again. This is also a normal cover. That goes there, that goes there. I can't make it over there, unfortunately. Let's hope this is solid. Okay. Let me take a little muscle break. But we can get to here, which is pretty good. Yeah, my forearms are just on fire right now. Did you fluke 10 on ToAM? Did you mean ToAM? Basically, I failed like the 4th or 5th jump, and I failed onto 9 and immediately recovered, and I fluked the rest. How to deal with nerves? It's per person. It's definitely per person. I don't have exactly a tip. Basically, what I think gets me through them is how much practice I do. Okay, I kind of expected that to happen because usually I don't take breaks while I'm playing, and I immediately walked off. So that concludes it. 9 twice, 7 twice, so that's quite good. 5 like 3 or 4 times, I don't even know. But at this point, like even a 6 run is like nothing, bro. We're already scaling the tower, so to speak, as far as tower climbers and scalers of the sorts go. So what's the plan? Tomorrow, hopefully I will play tomorrow. We'll see. That is the plan. Gonna get some practice in on 9, of course, definitely 9. I think heavy 9, probably almost nothing 10 or FS wise. I already did quite a lot there. There's probably a lot of 9, little bit of 7, little bit of 6, little bit of 8, but just a little bit 6, 7, 8, a little bit, but heavy on 9, and we're gonna try and power through those. We had quite a few different people join, so as we can see, if we look at the chat, we can see who the yapper is. But yeah, that's all I have. It's strange to get off of the stream and not have beat the tower. To be honest, that's kind of the first time I'm doing that. I'm not a yapper. Yeah, so I'll get back on the practice grind and keep at it. I'll try to stay away from taking too many breaks because obviously I want to keep my muscle memory going. But yeah, I am worn out after that, but that was fun. So thank you for joining me and watching me, and we will get back at it soon.